What does India's new data protection regime do for the content creator economy? Does it end up asking for too much from small creators? Are the risks too great? And are the punishments too high for non-compliance? We're trying to answer some of these questions as the data protection regime is set to go online. Parliament passed the DPDP Act in August of 2023, but it couldn't be implemented due to lack of rules. The government subsequently floated draft rules for consultation in January of this year, and the final version of the rules is expected soon. And when they do get notified is when the DPDP Act will begin to come into effect. So what is the likely impact on small creators? Well, to begin with, the DPDP Act places various legal obligations on data fiduciaries. As per the Act, the definition of data fiduciaries is quite wide. This means that potentially even small digital creators, vloggers, bloggers, and even journalists could be included. For instance, a blogger collecting email addresses of subscribers to send newsletters would qualify as a data fiduciary. Now, once termed as a fiduciary, small creators could be looking at onerous obligations like issuing notices to users, securing consent, deploying cybersecurity safeguards, and in case of a breach, even informing the user and the Data Protection Board. Clearly a big challenge for a small creator. But here's an even bigger concern. Can the government or powerful entities weaponize these compliances to target certain creators or a class of creators that are critical? Well, the concern expressed by a few experts is that the governments, powerful entities and individuals could launch complaints. These complaints can be lodged before the Data Protection Board. The board would then be bound to investigate, conduct hearings and decide on penalties. Critics worry that even if the complaints are frivolous in nature, the tedious process itself could be a punishment, especially for small creators. But speaking of punishments, this is where the major worry lies. Under the DPDP Act, non-compliance with the provisions could lead to colossal penalties. Lack of reasonable safeguards, for instance, could see a fine of up to 250 crore rupees. No notice in case of data breach could invite a penalty of up to 200 crore rupees. No parental consent, that's another 200 crore rupees. Meanwhile, breach of DPDP rules may fetch a fine of up to 50 crore rupees. Experts fear that while legal obligations are anyways onerous and hard to meet, the massive fines for non-compliance with these obligations could be a death knell for small creators. Technical violations could lead to fines that would be financially devastating. Any weaponization could also deter investigative journalism and silence criticism and coverage of controversial issues.
Thank you for watching us on CNBC TV18. For all news and updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch us on all social media platforms.